What's going on, you guys? This is Andy from Bones and Brews Barbecue. Today we're going to take a classic pig shot and we're going to take it straight to the Bayou. We're going to have a bourbon infused crawfish cheese mixture that we put on top of those andouille sausage chunks and wrap in bacon and get them on the smoker. You know what? Let's get started. Time to build that mix that's going to be stuffed in those pig shots today. So remember, we are making this more complex because we pre-cooked that cream cheese on the smoker. Look how gorgeous that is. I almost don't want to touch it, but we're going to have to make this mix. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and put that cream cheese right here in my bowl that I'm going to mix everything together with today. All right, and then I've got myself about a pound of these are already cooked crawfish tails. I chopped them up a little bit. Now I bought these frozen, so I had to let them thaw out, drain them a little bit. So this is about a pound of those. So we'll go ahead and push those in as well into this mix. So we're just looking at 8 ounces of that cream cheese, about a pound of this crawfish here. And then I got about 4 ounces of Monterey Jack cheese that I shredded myself earlier. So we'll go ahead and get that in here. All right. And then I took a jalapeno, cored it out, diced it up really fine. So we'll put that jalapeno in there. Now, you could add more Cajun seasoning, but I put a lot of seasoning in that cream cheese to begin with. Now, if you just start with cream cheese and don't want to smoke it, then you would come back and maybe add a lot of Cajun seasoning here on the back end in this mixture. So I'm gonna get this mixed together really well. I'm glad that cream cheese is already warm. It's easy to mix, and then we'll start to grab that andouille sausage and that bacon, and we will build our pig shots. All right, now that I got it mixed together, I almost forgot one of the key ingredients. We're gonna add a splash of bourbon to this, all right? Probably no more than a tablespoon. I don't wanna over liquefy it here. So I'll put that bourbon mix in there and continue to mix that together. And now this mix is ready for those pig shots. Okay, let me show you how to make one of these, then I'll go ahead and make the rest of them off camera because there's gonna be a lot of pig shots today. So I took that bacon, sliced in half, because a half a slice of bacon, that thin cut bacon, when I wrap it around, should be perfect. You could go with a thicker cut bacon if you want as well. I just grabbed kind of an already pre-apple smoke bacon that I had at the local grocery store because it was on sale, and sometimes that's what you gotta do. All right, so we're gonna grab a piece of that andouille sausage, all right? And so we're gonna go ahead and take that piece of bacon and wrap it around the bottom here. Notice that's just enough. I'm gonna grab myself a toothpick and get it through the bottom of this so that bacon stays on, plus it'll be easier to grab it and people can use it as an appetizer later. Notice how I just open it up, make a little cup there. So this might get a little sloppy. Probably wish I put some gloves on, but you know what, I'm the one eating it, so it'll be okay. And I'm gonna fill the top of that with some of that mixture that we had there as well today. All right, so we got that filled up. And then what I'm gonna do right here on the top is put just a dash, maybe a drop or two of Louisiana hot sauce right there on the top. All right, now we're gonna add some more things to the top of them when we get done, or closely done, about 10 minutes away from pulling them off that Z-Grill. For now, I'm gonna make the rest of these and then we'll get them over on the Z-Grills. Okay. They're all ready to roll. I got the Z-Grills going at 325 degrees. I've got more sweeter blend of pellets in there. You don't want like all hickory, especially when doing seafood. So I've got kind of a sweeter blend going in there with those pellets today on that Z-Grills. You know what? Let's head on over. Should take about an hour, maybe a little bit more. When we get the last 10 minutes of this cook, we got a special glaze we're gonna put on these. All right, let's head on over. So we are going to make a special little glaze for these special pig shots today, all right? So I got my little cast iron here ready to go from Lodge. We're gonna take ourselves a little bit of bourbon, pour it in the bottom here. I'm not gonna do too much, probably about a quarter cup or so, not too much of that bourbon. And then I'm also gonna put some maple syrup in here. Go ahead and pour that in. Almost 50-50 blend here, to be honest, all right? And then we're just gonna take this, I'm gonna mix together with my brush here, all right? I'm gonna take this, I'm gonna put it on the Z-grill so it gets warm, and then we'll use it to glaze at about that 10-minute mark. All right, it's time to hit these with a little bit of that glaze that is already bubbling over here. Just take our time, listen to that sizzle as we put a little bit of glaze on these. These are gonna be incredible, my friends. Okay, pig shots are coming off of the Z-grills, piping hot, so let's give them just a moment, and I'll show you how we're gonna top these off and get them ready to serve. These Cajun crawfish pig shots are plated, so I'm gonna grab my glaze here. Ooh, that's still nice and warm. We're gonna give it one more glaze here across the top. Give us a nice shine as we're serving these to others. You're gonna get a little more sweetness on top of these because there's a little bit of heat inside. All right, and we're gonna take some freshly sliced green onions, and I really just wanna try to get a little bit of green onion on the tops of these, so these might take me a moment. And then we'll be ready for our taste tests. Folks, these things smell amazing. They look amazing. I am so excited to taste test this version of a pig shot. You know, the Bayou version. All right, here we go. Which one should I choose? We're gonna go right in for this one right here. All right, got that green onion on top, still got that glaze. That toothpick is in there as well. Let's see if I can pull it right off the toothpick and put the whole thing in my mouth. Mmm. Wow. Holy cow, folks. There was so much going on in that bite. Let me explain to you the complexity I was just tasting. So right off the bat, I got the glaze, the bourbon maple glaze. So it hit me with some sweet, and then I got the crunch of the bacon, all right? And then simultaneously, I got the taste of the andouille sausage and kind of the taste of that crawfish with some of those Cajun spices blending all together, and then the warmth of all those melted cheeses inside. This is like rock star luxury pig shot, my friends. You invite people over, say, hey, I'm making some pig shots, some Cajun pig shots. At first, they're gonna look at you like they're crazy, like you're crazy, because they may have never heard of them before. But then when they try this, this is like next level, my friends. This is like barbecue, fine dining that you've not even had before. You gotta try this at home. Hopefully you guys enjoy this recipe. Try to beat the heat this summer as well as you're enjoying the outdoor barbecue. We'll see you guys again on Bones and Brews.